Boy, just be yourself. If people don't like you if you're being yourself, fuck them.
It's Big Los,
Hollywood Kev,
and welcome to another episode of The Noize. If you haven't yet, go ahead and follow us on the big three, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Noize Podcast. And of course, you can follow everything Beat Network at www.beatnetworkonline.com. I'm starting to get used to not saying hella shit in the beginning, which honestly is like you said, if they've been rocking with us for a while, then they already know everything at this point. However, we actually do have an announcement.
Yeah, that is very, very true.
But, like they said, just wait on it.
Then what was the purpose of saying we have an announcement?
Because we gotta, have some kind of regular conversation before we go into the announcement. We absolutely have to address not having a show last week.
Yeah, that I'm gonna take the blame for that one. I had this tooth because I went to the dentist and they gave me shots in the tooth and it just wasn't good. As of right now, it don't hurt. I can say it don't hurt, but during. I
had a few people in the DMs and on the text messages like, yo, like, what happened to the episode? And I'm sitting there thinking like, again, I'm so happy that y'all listen. Like, that's dope. But I'm like, damn, like, if we've missed episodes before,
right?
We always come back and we always hit you over the head with something good, but everybody's acting like y'all just missed the episode. Fuck the noise, you know what I mean?
Right.
Nah, they ain't nobody say that, but
yeah. I mean, unless y'all want me trying to talk with a half swollen
and
face,
that's what I've been explaining to people. Like, listen, this is a podcast.
Yeah.
The main instrument you need is your voice. Whole time, Kev sound like he got a dick in his mouth the whole episode.
Why I have to be a penis?
Well, let me see. What other options could there have been? To
It
just
could
be
have
sitting
been a
in your
lot
mouth
of
the entire
options.
time.
I mean, a penis just seems like the.
He's like, it could be a hurt tooth.
Exactly. The penis just seemed it was a bit extreme. But,
I don't know if anybody ever watched the show Sparks back in the day. No, not Sparks. Good News, I think it was called.
Either or, what the hell is that?
It's I can't remember the main actor's name, but Guy Tori was in it. So that completely takes away from anything. That I'm about
why
to
are
say.
you watching a movie with Guy Tori?
It was a TV show. This from years ago.
Okay.
There was an episode where the Reverend, he got his tooth pulled. And he was trying to like preach up there while he still had like the shit in his mouth and everything like that. He was so they wanted an entire episode of that. So next time we have any kind of issue,
next time I'm gonna just do that.
we should have to just rock it. That's just what there have to be.
That.
But we are back.
Yeah.
So outside of the tooth, how has your week been, sir? 2 weeks. Yeah, it's been some time.
Been chill. Been chill. A lot of me trying to figure out myself in a sense.
Still working.
Yeah, but like I said before, you know how like you can feel yourself changing.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's where I've been. I don't know.
Really?
I had a weird epiphany this morning.
Okay, explain.
Shout out to T-Pain. All right, so I don't want to concern anybody,
Okay.
but one of the things with my sleep, if I just naturally can't fall asleep, I have like the shittiest nightmares known to man. And I don't know where they come from. Like, it's not like I'm watching anything wild before I go to sleep. Like,
Well, you do watch a lot of wild stuff.
yeah, like that's when I'm like up, out and about. You know what I'm saying? Well, not out and about, but in the crib. But it's just, throughout the regular day. Before I go to sleep, I watch the most mindless of mindless television. Like I watch American Dad, Family Guy, Rick and Morty is my go-to.
Yeah,
you feel me? So I don't really watch anything that should necessarily dictate my dreams. But I would always have like these random things when I'm asleep. Like if somebody pops into a dream that I haven't spoke to in a while, like in my head, I'm like, all right, reach out to that person. Like, hey, I know this is random, but you were in a dream last night.
Yeah.
Like to me, that tells me you're supposed to reach out to this person for something. And I shit you not, I have not been off since.
Right. Okay.
Like, I mean, I've reached out to people and they'll tell me they got something going on or whatever, and they just kind of needed an unbiased ear to just hear them out. You know what I mean? Or, they just had a death in the family. Something ran. I don't know why it happens that way, but it does. But anyway, getting back to the whole sleep thing, I don't sleep that great. Mm-hmm. And it's either because I just can't or because of the crazy dreams. So last night I had a dream that I was in prison and just the most random shit. Like the gates open for, whatever the hell we was going to at the time. And as soon as we came out, 3 dudes just ran up and just started just stabbing me.
Really?
Like with the meanest shanks, bruh. And just going until I just fell out. Like, sometimes with dreams, when something crazy happens, you automatically wake up. Mm-hmm. For some reason, I can't wake up until like everything's over.
I've had dreams like that.
So
where I try to wake up and can't. And
you just can't. Like it's damn near impossible. So I know people are listening to this like, oh no, but nothing to be concerned with. But it was something that when I actually did wake up from it, I was just like, it's something. I'm trying to, my conscience is telling me something, but I have no clue what it is. But it's weird because coming off of such a crazy dream, the only thing I had on my mind was reach out to the people that you haven't talked to in a while. Mm-hmm. Like I keep saying on this show, I'm trying to change. I'm trying to make up for things that I've done and stuff like that. I'm like, I haven't just talked to people. Okay. I haven't reached out to the people that normally reach out to me and, they're normally checking on me and I normally got some kind of like somber, bitter ass, response for them or something like that. I'm like, let me actually just reach out to people. And it was random, but at the same time, it felt good. It felt the most natural, like the most natural me that I felt in a while. It was just, chopping it up with people that I've been cool with for a nice little minute, hearing their stories.
So what did you get out of the dream? Like, what did it make you realize in a sense?
I guess to put it in words, I don't know. It's like something just told me to just be more, involve myself more.
I get what you're saying.
Not necessarily like, oh, I'm gonna die tomorrow, so let me just get cool with everybody. Mm-hmm. But when you have those kind of dreams, it does make you think of other things. Mm-hmm. So coming out of that, I didn't think I was gonna die soon. I didn't think I'm gonna, end up a hashtag or anything like that. But it just told me reconnect. Mm-hmm. Like that was the first thing that came to my head was just reconnect with people, talk to people, kind of put yourself back in the place of, I guess, happiness that you remember. And to me, back when I was at my happiest was when I was able to reach out to, this person and that person, have a conversation, or they were able to reach out to me and have a conversation, kicking it with people and doing all this other stuff. I don't know. It seems like it was almost symbolic of that place that I was in finally dying.
I get what you mean.
Like it sounds super weird, and I'm pretty sure people are listening.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying because they do say that dreams where you die in don't necessarily mean that, like they mean something else.
Right.
Question about that. I'm just curious. When you were getting stabbed, for me myself, like when something's happened to me, I feel it, but I don't feel it. Mm. Do you do the same, or do you just there's one thing what happened, but you don't feel nothing? I
can tell that I was reacting in my sleep, but not necessarily feel anything. Okay. It was more so like I could tell I was breathing hard. I could tell, it sounded like it was jittering or whatever. You know what the shittiest thing to deal with in a dream? Now that I'm thinking about it, and this is going to sound so off, so I need everyone to understand that it didn't happen in real life. You ever be in a dream and about to pee, and you could feel yourself in the dream peeing?
Yes.
And you have to wake up like, I know good and hell well.
Yes. I've had that to the point where in my dream, I'm actually using the bathroom.
Exactly.
When I wake up, I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. Like you would actually have to go to the bathroom, but you're so scared. It's like, I know I ain't just peeing in this bed. There's no grown. You wake up, everything dry. Like, okay, cool. Let me run up in here. Let me get this off my system real quick.
I've done that before where I'm like, damn, did I just pee? I hope I ain't pee.
But it'd be so realistic and it's crazy.
In the dream, you feel relieved. Like,
exactly.
Like, then you wake up, you're like, oh no, I gotta pee.
Oh no, I gotta pee for real.
Yeah.
And that's the funny thing is when I have the crazy dreams, I don't feel anything. The only time I ever feel is when I gotta go pee.
I've definitely felt where I had to go pee, but like I said before, it doesn't, I don't want to say it hurts. Like, cause I've had dreams where I've gotten stabbed. I don't want to say it hurts, but the shock that is going on, it feels real, and I can feel like a change in me while it's happening. To let me know that this is actually happening, but it's not necessarily painful. I wouldn't say painful.
Well, yeah, of course, if you're feeling pain, like I may really be getting stabbed by somebody that broke in, and they're just trying to take me out silently. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what else weird happens in my dream? Because my body is used to getting up at like 6 or 7 a.m. And it really does piss me off because I value sleep when I get it. But grad school, I was always up 6 in the morning. My body hasn't come out of that yet. It's almost like an internal alarm clock. I'll be asleep and then either something super random like a chicken crip walking or something will happen, or somebody close to me in the dream will just pop up and then look at me as if they were looking in a camera and be like, yo, it's time to wake up. And then I will just be up and I'm like, shit, you know what I mean? And I would even say before I even look at the clock, I'm like, I bet you it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. I look at it's like 6:49. Like, oh,
that's
okay, close.
Interesting. I've never had that.
I always have it. If I don't just naturally just wake up just because whoever knows, something would come in my dream and tell me to wake up.
I've never had that. I've had something traumatic in my dream when I realize I get a split second and realize I'm in a dream and wake myself up because I'm scared. But I've never had nothing tell me to wake up. It was either time to wake up or, like I said, something traumatic happened to wake me up. I never had nothing be like, no, it's time to get up. No, shit. Sometimes I wish. Been late to work numerous times where I wish somebody would have been like, yo, wake up.
Oh man, I can actually go on a few different things dealing with dreams. Like I've had dreams about people that, like I said, I haven't spoke to in forever, and I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna hit them up today. Then I start getting going with my day or whatever, and then I look back at my phone and I got a missed call or a text message, and it be them.
Really?
Yeah. There's somebody right now that be like aligning chakras and all that other stuff that are probably listening like, he got this, like something. So whatever it is, put it in the comments.
Right, because we can use the help.
Exactly, because I would love to figure this shit out soon.
No, I understand the sleeping part. My thing is, I think with you're a bit more overwhelmed, so it's a little bit hard for you to go to sleep. For me, I'm just an insomniac. Like all I do is stay up and think. Like, but in a good way. Like I think about stuff that I probably wouldn't think about normally, and when I say that, I mean like look into deeper meaning of things lately. As of lately, like I may do something random, and then I'll think about what I'm doing and think, why am I doing that? I don't know if that makes sense.
I get what you're saying. Like, you're processing.
Yeah, and it's been a lot of that lately. But in a good way. I really don't know how to explain it.
No, as long as it's good, because a lot of times we'll process things in our sleep that's always negative, and you almost wake up with that same chip on your shoulder.
Trust me, if I process things that I've seen, especially in dreams that were negative, a lot of people be mad at me, or I'll have grudges for a lot of people because it's always some weird shit. Have you ever had a dream to where like I've had a dream to where I realized I was dreaming and realize I can do whatever I want, and I would go, let's say I wanted to go fly, but I always got to do some weird shit to fly. It's not just fly like Superman. Like I might have to pump my legs like I'm riding a bike or something just to fly. Like you ever had something weird like that?
Nope.
That's weird. I guess we both had weird things.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we got some things we need to work on.
It might be a good time to see a psychiatrist, see what they say.
Could be that time. Yeah, it could be that time. But anyway, getting into the announcement that I guess we should have made a while ago. So we did mention on one, I think it was the last episode, that we got something big coming for the 100th episode. If you're listening right now, this is episode 92. We're actually going to double.
I thought last episode was 92.
No, last episode was 91.
Shit.
This is episode 92. We're actually going to double up this week and drop something quick for 93 just so we can stay on track with everything we got going on. But for the 100th episode, October 12th, Las Vegas, you can come and check us out live.
Yes.
Our first live episode.
Yes.
The Noize Cognac Conversations, keeping it 100. So, Kev, I think they want to know, what is Cognac Conversations?
Well, the best way I can put it is, you know how you have those conversations with your boys, and maybe you drink and maybe you're not, but you have your conversation with the boys. It's going to be like that, but obviously more boys. But it may be some women out there too, and we just really dive into what makes a man, or what should embody a black man in today's America.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Come with an open mind, I would say.
Oh, absolutely.
Come with an open mind, you know what I mean? Don't come thinking a certain kind of way because chances are it's not going to be how you think.
Yeah, absolutely. We obviously know that this is the era of progression.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of things are becoming more, natural, as far as like how we operate as black people. Mm-hmm. And one thing that people say is that as black men, we're like the most non-progressive people in this progressive era. You know what I mean? This is that opportunity to have that real talk. Because even though it is going to be our live episode with some great panelists, because it's going to be open forum as well.
Oh, it's going to be dope.
It's going to be dope. Like not only is it our live episode, but it is an actual open forum.
Yeah.
We got some amazing people. We're going to touch on different aspects. We're touching on black men in business. That's where a gentleman by the name of Devin Moore, he does a lot of things in the city. He's coming in. We're going to interview him on some of the things he's done in business as a black man and, the hurdles he's had to jump. We're going to touch on, kind of mentoring and bigging up your brother, holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
As we have brother Sean Torrey, one of the Divine Nine brothers from Alpha Phi Alpha. He's coming through. He's going to speak on that. And then the one that I know that's going to be a really, really interesting conversation is that we are touching on the black man from the black woman's perspective. And that's where we're bringing the fucking family of Beat Network, Oak, Naoka Foreman. She's going to be sitting in. She just recently started doing some more stuff with the majority. I would actually love to get her back on and talk about it. But,
cause I either today or yesterday, I seen an update for the majority I've seen. And I didn't know necessarily what it was. So I would definitely like to talk to her.
I think she's going forward with the actual brand itself. Yeah. So, big up to Oak, but she's coming through. And if you don't follow Oak on any social media, please do. We talk about it a lot on this show where you'll have women speak on black men as if they were black men.
Exactly.
Oak has a very different approach to it. She understands and approaches things like, listen, I'm a black woman who had experience with black men, but she speaks like facts, like she speaks hard facts, like the things you need to hear. Yeah. And I'm really excited to get to her portion of the conversation because that's one of the things I truly want to address. Because one of the things you always hear is that we don't hold each other accountable as black men.
Exactly.
This is that opportunity. And we're dedicating our 100th episode to this. So if you are listening and you are in Las Vegas, the RSVP will be up very soon. That's another really good thing about it too. It's free RSVP. And with your RSVP, not only do you get entrance, you also get your first drink free because this is the cognac conversation.
We know how y'all like the brown.
You gotta love the brown. That's the only way to do it. And I also want y'all to understand that even though it is going to be a cognac-based menu, this isn't going to be your traditional cognac-based menu. The drinks that we got set up for this boy, you're
sitting right.
If you ain't had cognac in a while, or if cognac's not really your thing, I promise you will leave with cognac being your go-to.
Yeah.
Because we got a crazy drink menu. Exactly. Now, there are going to be other drinks that you can, of course, get your hands on that will be available for purchase. But your first drink ticket will come exclusively from the cognac-based menu. We also going to have some pop-up shops in the building.
Yep.
Now, it's two of them in particular. I'll announce those on the next episode, or at least by the time that we drop the RSVP information. But some black-owned clothing. Mm-hmm. And this is going to be held at the Truth Spot, which is out here off of Martin Luther King. Black-owned business from a very dope brother, Rail.
Yeah, he was cool as shit.
Super cool, amazing poet. I actually love to get him on the show, too. And actually being able to have a conversation with him, it felt very refreshing. It didn't feel like business. It felt like black people coming together to make something shake.
Yeah.
And one thing I'm really excited about with this event is how excited everyone participating in it. Mm-hmm. How excited they are for it, almost as if it was their event.
Right. And that's dope in itself, because sometimes you get the black people like, I ain't really, if it ain't serving me no purpose, so I ain't really gonna go forward with that.
Right.
And And in a sense, it is. But even if it's not, it's not hard to be kind to somebody.
Exactly.
You know what I mean, like, it's really not.
And this is an event that's open to everybody. You did mention that we should have some females in there. This is an event that's open to everybody. Like I said, RSVP, first come, first serve, $5 at the door without an RSVP. But I really need my brothers to come through.
Yeah.
If there's anything we need from this event, we need the black men to show up. Whether you identify as a progressive black man or if you identify as a shitless black man.
We want to hear from you.
We need you there. Ask the questions. Address the things that we want to address. Dealing with being a black man in business, dealing with mentoring and bigging your big brother up. Any kind of brother for real. Dealing with the, repair and the reconstruction of the relationship, between black men and black women. We need brothers there to have the conversation. So we're holding you accountable.
Right.
And we want you to hold us accountable.
Right. Come in there. We're not going to judge you. Like, come in there and say, get your shit off.
Exactly.
Get your shit off. And
this
and
the
we'll
noise, baby.
Yeah. Get your shit off and then we'll go from there. Whether we like it or not, we'll try to at least understand it and figure out how we can come to some kind of medium for it. Because right now we need that in our community. So come through.
And it's going to be catering. It's going to be, you get a free drink and you get food for the rest of the night and you get to get your shit off. Come to the Cognac Conversations, October 12th. The doors open at 6:30. We're going to start with the pop-up shops. We're going to have some music playing, get some good mingling. Honestly, if you own a business, come through a network, come meet some people. This is going to be an amazing event.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
absolutely
excited.
Amazing. And above all, it's our 100th episode.
Right. Come on, man. Celebrate that with us.
If anything, come and celebrate and function for the 100th.
What was it? I know it wasn't last episode. It might have been, it might have been last episode or episode before where we was talking about the one mic days.
Yeah.
So you heard the struggle, the days to now be at our 100th
all the
episode.
hustle.
Come on.
100 episodes, clearer audio. We finally getting into the visuals of the you dig. We got more visuals coming.
Yeah.
There's a lot to celebrate. Come October 12th, but October 12th, 6:30 at the Truth Spot. Definitely come through, hear some good words. I might as well let y'all know now so don't nobody blow me up, and in the DMs or on the text message. We are going to take that week prior off. I guess for another announcement that I guess we can make real quick.
Yeah. But before you make that announcement, I know what's going on. Excuse me, is that really considered like a week off? Because
we're going to be working, absolutely.
I know, but at least they're going to be able to see that much, aren't they?
They're going to be able to see what we're doing, but as far as it being the noise, we're not going to have anything that week. It's going to be basically be a bye week. And it's really going to be
beat, not the noise.
Exactly. And really it's going to be a bye week for everybody.
Yeah.
Because no one's really going to be recording that week.
Right.
But the reason for that is Beat Network are officially media for New York Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
This is huge for us.
Yeah.
This is huge because of the celebrities that are going to be there. This is huge because of the opportunities to expand to a different place. And this is also huge because New York is our number 2 market as far as the noise is concerned.
Yeah.
So to those New York listeners, you know what I'm saying? What up, Dun? Hey, while we out there, man, come through, link up. Let's party. Like, show me your city.
Yeah, show me the city. I seen a tweet and they were like, they were talking about he went to New York and he was like, yo, this place is trashy. He was like, New York feels like a social experiment that lasted way too long. Like, so to hear both of those, I'm interested to see how my experience is going to be when I get there. My experience
is of course, going to be biased because it's my experience.
Right.
But the reason that all of my New York trips suck, story time with Los. We need like a bell or something to go off. I'm going into my random ass stories. But the first time I went, I was 18 or 19 years old. Mm-hmm. So we couldn't do anything. Yeah, I remember we was actually going out with my frat brother and some of his friends. And I don't know what it is about the New York accent that burns harder than a regular person talking shit to you. But when somebody with a New York accent is calling you a baby and it's a woman doing this at that, y'all ain't 21. Y'all some babies. I'm like, hey, better relax. But I can't lie because like, she right.
Right.
I'm out here in New York, 18. I'm thinking I'm an adult now. Everybody 21 and up and shit. So that first one sucked because we couldn't do anything. The second time we went, this is when we went to Rochester for my frat brother's wedding. Didn't even know Rochester existed.
Really?
Not at all.
I've heard of Rochester, New York.
I've always heard about upstate New York, but I've never really looked into upstate New York.
You don't see much of a...
Right, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's like, it's New York City the boroughs,
That's
and
what
then
you
the rest
see.
of the
You don't
state.
see-
you know what I
don't
mean?
see Buffalo or you don't see
Exactly.
that.
You know what I mean? So we went to a wedding in Rochester, and we knew that we wanted to go to New York City because, like I said, we wanted to stop and see our frat brother.
Right.
So we drive from Rochester to New York City, which is about like a 5-hour drive.
It's the same state.
Bro, it's a long drive. We get to New York City from Rochester. We meet up with our bro in Harlem. First, we hit Times Square. Then we go back to Harlem. Mind you, we're in Times Square. We snapping the whole nine. I'm having a cool time. I'm all right, cool, bet. We get back to Harlem and we get to this restaurant called BBQ's. And this is exactly where we're going when we get to New York. Dallas Barbecue is the best chicken wings I had in my life. They have Henny Coladas. I'm like, y'all made this restaurant for me. All these people here, they're enjoying it. That's cool. But this restaurant is for me. You know what I mean? And, we're all at the table just, chopping it up, shooting the shit. Nobody's phone is like on ring. Skylar takes his phone now and he's like, hey, you got like hella missed calls and text messages? I'm like, no. I finally take my phone out. I'm like, oh, I do. And I look at my phone. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And it's a whole bunch of people just asking, y'all okay? And all this other stuff. We left maybe 20 minutes prior to the bomb going off in Manhattan.
That's crazy.
Manhattan is like right there next to Times Square. You know what I mean?
Right.
So people see us snapping in Times Square.
Y'all
And then the bomb go off.
Be like, oh shit,
They're dead. They didn't make it out. None of that. They're out of here. So, that kind of soiled it because that was just the rest of the night. That was, are y'all okay?
Just dealing with that.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't really have you didn't really get the chance to really enjoy it because if you turn your phone over, try to ignore it, they're dead.
Right.
I'll be a hashtag in the
And not
morning.
only that though, where y'all was the city is in turmoil. Y'all really can't do nothing.
Exactly.
Right.
We can't really move like how we want to.
Right.
So I don't know, that kind of messed it up for me too. But I have no gripes towards New York. I'm just like, I need to be shown a good time. And I feel like with this event and with the levels of this event, I think this is going to be that solid New York moment. And we have something set up to go out to. Our frat brother actually found this spot that we get to go to. It's like a bar where they play all hip hop music and the drinks, they're really nice with the drinks. Okay. So once we get all the logistics put together for that, we will be letting y'all know that we can set up some kind of a meet and greet or come kick it with Beat Network, whatever the case is. Just come through, have a drink with us, man. And let's just talk. Let's talk and have a good time. Like, I'm really trying to fellowship with the ear hustlers. Cause again, New York is our number 2 market.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
New York, it's New York.
Exactly. It's New York. And we're all the way out here in Vegas. We already met some great people from New York. Shout out to the Sophisticated Ignorance podcast. Definitely got to try to link up with them since we're going to be in the city.
Yeah.
It's a good time, man. October is going to be packed.
Yeah, it's going to be packed. And October is like my favorite month of the year. So, yeah, I'm excited for October.
And it's funny because my birthday is right in between the two.
Yeah.
Our event is the 12th. We're going to be in New York the 3rd through the 7th. And my birthday is the 8th. I was like, I should stay out there for my birthday, but I know that my pockets, they may not be able to handle that.
But what if hypothetically, if we were to actually stay out there longer, and then let's say we were just to do like the New York thing, but make sure we go to the liquor store and buy a bottle or something like that. You know what I mean? It may still be stuff to do, is what I'm saying.
Well, I would love to celebrate my birthday out there because my birthday does fall on like a Monday, like a Sunday or Monday, one or the other. So it falls on a Monday because I forgot the 7th is going to be a Sunday because that's the last day at Comic-Con. So my birthday falls on a Monday. So I'm definitely trying to do something that weekend.
Gotcha.
To bring it in. Whatever that may be, I'm all for the function. Yeah, man. So October 3rd through the 7th, we in New York City. Ear hustlers come through. Any Beat Network listener in general come through. It's going to be a few of us there. Come through, have a good time. Well, this has been some random conversation, but we got them announcements out.
You know what? Random conversation is healthy.
It is. It's needed
because you get to see different perspectives of different things. I like random conversation.
Yeah, it all works out.
Like sometimes you can small talk. I don't like. I don't like small talk, but if we can sit down and have a random conversation, cool. I don't need you to tell me like a random person. I don't need them to tell me their life story and nothing like that. But we having a conversation about something.
And that's like what majority of my job consists of. of just pure small
and
talk.
That's why I wouldn't like because it's just small talk. Like I'd rather not talk to you. And I don't mean like I'm mad at you or I don't want. I just rather not do that opposed to small talk. I don't want to. I know what the weather like. It's hot. I don't need you. To
Hey, that's like the number one thing they bring up too. It's hot down here. Word, you don't say.
I didn't know.
This happens once a year for 4 months. I had no clue.
Right.
Who'd have thunk it? That it'd be hot in Las Vegas.
I haven't been outside today. I wouldn't know.
I had one guest, right? He was so pissed off because he said that.
Hot?
No, not because it was hot, but his plane was delayed.
Oh.
And they were talking about, they came out and I was like, yeah, it was a weather delay in Las Vegas, cloudy, yada, yada, yada. And he was like, I land and it's 106 out here. I was like, maybe he thought it was too hot to fly.
But the sad part is, since it's monsoon season, it could have rained that day.
It really, no, but that day, that was one of those where it was just all sun and you. Like, there was nothing in between us.
I know what day it was.
Like there wasn't clouds out. I don't think the wind was blowing. Yo, speaking of how fucked up Vegas can get, one thing that I do want to touch on, listen, last week was wild. So between your tooth and the crazy weather, we randomly had a windstorm.
Yo!
Out of nowhere.
I was sitting down. Right. And I'm sitting down. I'm trying to figure out like I'm trying to process this tooth, and it just starts being windy.
Yeah.
I heard it and I looked outside and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like I really thought that was it. I thought, something was going to happen. It's crazy because when I looked at my window, this homeless dude was walking. I'm like, damn, he caught in that dust storm. Like I felt for him at the same time. I couldn't help but to look to see how he was going to maneuver this. But it was crazy.
Yeah, his survival tactic was probably better than anybody out there.
Now that I think
he's like, time to find a crevice.
No, he was standing like he was caught. It was in the open. Like he couldn't hide nowhere. He was caught. And come to think of it, I don't think I've seen him since then.
Oh, well, he's Mary Poppins. Apparently, he blew all the hell away.
I mean, his body or nothing, like the wind didn't get him, at least to my knowledge, but I don't think I've seen him. But to your point, that was the by far craziest system I've seen.
So I made a run. I made a pickup. Stopped at the pharmacy. Take it how you want to call it. And I was driving back, and I'm sitting at the light, and you start to hear the wind kick up. I'm like, okay, truck's moving. Kind of weird, but okay. I look up, and there was these two black dudes at the bus stop, and they're all looking. The dude steps out to see if the bus is coming, but you could tell that where he was, the wind was like going around the little bus stop sign. So it wasn't hitting him, but he stepped out to see where that bus was at. He go, whoa. I had to give him my own sound because that's literally what it looked like. And this boy ain't shit. His boy immediately starts laughing because it pushes him.
His voice sound like me.
It pushed him directly into harm's way. Like the light just turned green.
Oh,
snap. And I'll tell you, he had to shuffle foot like on some Flintstone shit to get out the way. To get back to his area. But that ain't even the crazy part about the whole situation. So I'm on my way home. I stopped by my mom's house, dropped something off over there. I think I ate, and then I came back to my crib. I get to the crib. I'm just now, settling down from the day, changing to the shorts of the whole nine. And the wind is just outside letting it be known, like, I am wind.
I am here.
And I am here, goddammit. And the light flicker. And then as soon as the light flickered, I was like, the power's about to go out.
Yeah. How was it out a long time or not?
So my mom said, because my mother lives, real close.
Right.
And she said that her power didn't come back on until about 3 a.m.
That's crazy. But set that aside for a second. You said something I want to touch on. When you go to your mother's house, because I do this, do you look for something to steal?
Oh, all the time.
Okay, I
done took
make
batteries.
Sure just random, but see, when I go to my mom's house, it'd be random shit. Like I don't look and be like, oh, I'm gonna steal. How do you say the batteries? I'm gonna steal those batteries. It'd be like, I don't know what I'm looking for, but these batteries here, might as well. I think
it's because we're still in that era of adulthood. We're still in that time of adulthood that we can get away with it. I think we got until 30 before we got like, okay, get your shit together.
Yeah, I think so because I go to my mom's house and there's trash bags here. I take those. I may not even need trash.
Jay Alonzo was coming over from my mother's house, and I texted her, hey, grab me a bar of soap. That's just how it be. Like last time I was over there, I think I took some laundry detergent. I got some laundry.
Yeah, that's random. It sounds like me.
And then you pour it into the Ziploc bag and look like you got a brick.
Oh, you good. You pour it into the Ziploc bag because I check to see how much is in there. I might, if it's so much, I might take the whole thing.
I'll do that too, though. Like, I'll look like, this a couple loads anyway.
Yeah,
it's all good.
If it's a lot, then yeah, I might, like if I go over there for dishwashing liquid and I don't want to take the whole bottle, so I'm like, yeah, let me pour some of this in a cup. But if it's a little bit, yeah, I'm taking that.
Here's where I'm an ain't shit son. Because if I see that there's like a little less than half of the bottle in there, I'll check to see if she got another bottle on standby. And if she do, I'll put the bottle right on top. I leave with the quarter bottle.
You take the seal for your protection thing off for it.
Like, got you.
Yeah.
Dishes is ready.
Yeah, I do that. I do that. I appreciate you, Mama. I do.
Oh yeah,
it's not gonna stop me from taking stuff.
Shout out to all the moms. I feel like, but with my mom, I think I can get away with this at least till I'm like 45.
You know what?
I got some time in.
I think you can get away with it. Period. I think.
I think after a while,
with certain mothers, I think you can get away with it. Period. At least this is my theory. You can get away with it. Period. Because if you're 50 years old and you're still taking from your mom, at that point, I have to believe your mama don't give a damn because she would have said something.
She low-key wants you to move back.
Right. I think you can get away with it. I forgot what else.
Here's why I think we don't have too much time. We have East Cleveland mothers.
That's very true.
Eventually, it's going to get to the point where words ain't going to cut it. It's violence after that.
That's very true.
So we may be stuck.
Yeah. It was something else you said before that, but I can't remember what it was about. I mean, I know what it was about, but I can't remember what it was. It had, because you were talking about the wind.
Knocking the power out?
Yes, knocking the power out. So I heard that some people lost power and it was out for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the bathroom. I'm on the bathroom, I'm doing my thing, and the power goes out.
Worst time.
It was the worst time. Only thing that saved me, and I don't know how, but I'm grateful. It was out for 10 seconds, maybe. So I'm sitting in the dark like, damn. Damn. And then it comes back on.
You're like, whoo.
The relief.
Made the shit come out of you.
The relief was like when you wake up from that dream that you had where you had to go pee. Oh my God. Like the relief was like, oh my God, I don't have to do this in the dark. Like it made me think like, if I was one of those people back when they didn't have electricity, I'd be fucked.
Here's another reason why I think my mom will allow me to steal from her until I'm 45. Because I realized I am not adult ready. When the power went out, I didn't have a flashlight. I had 3 candles left.
I didn't have my phone with me when it happened.
Oh, that's all bad. I at least have. But you know what? That's the crazy part. I had my phone with me. I was on 7%. And that's what I'm saying. Like,
you ever not have your phone with you when you go to the bathroom and start reading random things?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on now.
Bro, you
Absolutely.
know how many times I've read the air freshener?
Bro, I found out it's pork in shampoo.
What?
I mean, it's probably not, but yeah, I understand. I read random stuff.
Bruh.
But nah, I was so unprepared. Like I said, I had 3 candles and they weren't even like real candles. I like burning oils in my apartment. Like my apartment smelled like Noize's house, at least what I think Noize's house would smell like.
Got a very West Indies house.
Very much so. So I had those little ass candles that really don't light up anything.
Right.
So I had 3 of those, no flashlight. Phone was on 7%. I'm just like, yeah. So if someone was going to break in and murder me today,
if this was the time to go, there's nothing else I can do. Right.
Absolutely, it'd be today. So I actually ended up going back down to my mother's house. And really, in hindsight, it's like, that was a bad idea because it's still summertime. We still be like 103.
Now it's summertime without AC.
At night. Now, exactly. It's summertime without AC. Boy, when I tell you, that house got so hot. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just go to the crib and I'm going to light my 3 candles and I'm going to be married. You know what I'm saying?
That's the best part about having a mom. Because you go over there, you do little shit, you still, but you can always just leave.
Exactly. You can just bounce.
Bruh, you know how many times like I don't eat over my mother's house because she doesn't do much cooking while she's there because she doesn't it's not in her lifestyle to do so. But the times when she does, because let's say she's making something and it got peas on it. Bruh. First of all, I hate peas. I despise peas. Peas and tomatoes. But every once in a while I may eat a tomato like on my nachos or something like that. But peas, I don't care what it is, how old I get, I'm not eating the fucking pea again. And I say that to say, you ever been to your parents' house and they do something that you may not want to do or agree with, but you realize I'm grown? You know how many times my mother has made me a plate and I took my ass home because it was peas on the plate? And me and her would get into it. About me eating the peas. She'll put up, Kevin, it's not that many. It's not that much peas. Just,
Yo, why y'all still having this conversation?
it's not that much. It's just take 2 bites. And I'm not eating that peas. I'll eat everything else, but I'm not eating the peas. Everything else is bomb. I'm not eating these peas. And it's gotten to the point where now she doesn't really make peas for me because she realizes, okay, this ain't gonna work. But it's getting to the point where you sit there and there's been nothing but peas there, and I'd be like, I'm done. She would like, you don't eat the peas? What peas?
Peas you talking about?
Right, I'm not a kid no more. I'm not eating these goddamn peas.
I have a choice to make. I'm putting this back in the pot.
It's been plenty of times. That's probably why she don't cook now.
Probably.
Because there's been times where I won't eat the peas. I go home. I thank her. I'll be appreciative, but I won't eat the peas. I won't do it. I can't remember the last time I had peas.
That's how I used to be with spinach. 'Cause I would think she's about to make like greens, and then all of a sudden it'd be spinach. I'm like,
spinach. See, we didn't eat much spinach growing up. Afterwards, like as an adult, like I've had spinach. I ain't got no problem with it. But
I realized once you put a little season on the spinach, you be good.
Yeah,
but sometimes people, they take it straight from the can, straight to the pot, straight to the plate. Like, listen, you gotta put some love on that. Yeah. You can't just give that to somebody.
What I knew when I noticed people really don't use seasonings out there is I be on Instagram Explorer every now and again, and one of the little videos will pop up and it'd be somebody like making something food wise and they use no seasoning. Like I've seen chicken dishes where there was like they just put the chicken down and just start doing whatever they're doing to, but no seasoning is made. If it is seasoned, it's salt and pepper.
Are they fairer skinned?
Which answer do you want?
Like real fair skinned.
Which answer do you want? Do you want the I don't know because it's a video and it could be, or do you want the ones that I have seen they have been of that skin?
Well, I'm gonna speak on what I've noticed from the fair skin bunch. There was this video that's been like going around because everyone keeps talking about how you got to wash your meat. Mm-hmm. And first of all, let's just touch on this so everyone can understand going further. We don't mean wash your meat like get some Dawn.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and
scrub
it on there.
Yeah,
rinse that joint.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Take off that little top coat of color or whatever it is. Just rinse it off. Get it right. There's been videos going around of the fairer skins talking about, what do you mean wash your meat? Do you mean like get some soap and a brush? Like no.
Yeah, not.
But the fact that they'll take it straight from the butcher shop and just put it right on the grill and straight cook it.
Yeah.
Like that just tastes like a cow is still mooing. 'Cause they don't even cook it all the way through. They'll still have some red on it.
In there. Yeah. I've noticed, and this is about to sound bad, but if you know me, I don't care. The fairer skinned people do a lot of savagery type things. Just putting the meat on the grill is one of them. But I've noticed that they do a lot of things like they really, at least right now, they don't give a damn.
Oh, of course not.
Like they really don't care. I mean, we talked before the show. We talked about that video, the person in the airport. Like they really don't give a damn.
Oh yeah, my man that said, "You treat me like a black man."
Yeah, which makes you think that okay, so if you do notice that this is how they get treated, that means getting treated how we are treated is wrong, right? Because you're saying you're treating me like this, and you don't approve of it because it's happening to you. So that means it would be wrong, right?
I mean that would make sense.
Okay. I just want to make.
However, that seems to just kind of go over their heads. Actually, this is a pretty good transition into one of the conversations we wanted to have on this show. It's interesting because there's a certain way that things that people of color do, and the way that it's reported, more so from Fox News, but I'm pretty sure you can really look anywhere and see it all the same way. It's almost like they just ignore the plight is just completely ignored until it touches their front porch. Absolutely. Like with everything that's been going on with the immigration issues and the KKK getting called fine people, while they having rallies where they beating up people of color. All Lives Matters is quiet. But as soon as you get mad about a black dude getting killed, now all of a sudden there's an All Lives Matter rally. Even outside of that, like getting into more, I guess, on the positive side of being alive and stuff like that. Have you noticed the way that media covers black athletes doing things that isn't athletic related? Like, I forgot what old girl name is, but the one that came at LeBron talking about shut up and dribble.
I forget her name, but she doesn't even deserve for me to remember her name.
Very true. I think, isn't LeBron doing like a documentary off of that now?
I've seen, first of all, being a Cavs fan, like I as a basketball player, as far as basketball goes, the Lakers wouldn't be my best choice if that's what you came to do to play basketball. As far as what I've seen him have on his docket, LA makes all the sense in the world. And that man got some shit.
Yo, he got some things set up. And again, I gotta applaud LeBron James. And one thing that I think we've even said on the show, that either they're putting a solid team around him or he's going there to just do good business. I still think it's the good business, but I also think that LeBron is going to still be LeBron. You see how big he was at practice?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, bro, where you get all that shoulder from?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, why are you so huge? Like, for what? Like, you came here to retire.
Right.
But I'm like, again, if you're going to take it seriously, then again, welcome.
Yeah. Right.
Sport the colors proud. But getting back to LeBron, actually, with him starting up his school in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm sorry, that's a dope way to do it. Like he leaves Cleveland, everybody's losing my, hey, how about this free tuition school that we're also going to send kids to college and I'm make sure your broke ass get a job. Right. You know what I mean? But you see them doing stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, if LeBron really wanted to make a change in the community, then he this, that, and the third. Like, what more of a change does this man have to do?
But even if we don't take it there, if you're saying, if you can tell me that or you can criticize LeBron and say he should be doing X, Y, and Z in the community, why aren't you doing it?
Exactly. Get up and put your millions down. If you care that much about black on black violence, if you care that much about black poverty, where are your white dollars at?
Exactly.
Where's your contribution to change? If it's such an issue to you, what are you doing to contribute? What is your plan? And this even goes back to when Chance donated $1 million to inner city schools in Chicago. They still called him a gangster rapper. Mm-hmm. Like, where's he a gangster rapper at?
Well, I came to the conclusion that if it's a white person, I don't want to say white person, but if it's white media is really saying it, no matter what, we're all gangsters and thugs.
Absolutely.
I tried to process, like I've been looking at stuff from different sides, you know what I mean? So I've been trying to process, like, what could it be on why things are when it comes to white people? And I've came to the conclusion, they are scared of us. It doesn't matter what, like, you see those cliche TV shows or cartoons, somebody behind them, they go like boo, and it scares them. We really can go like boo to a random white person.
No, we can't. We can go boo and catch 6 warning shots.
Well, outside of that, I'm saying to say, like, that's because they're scared. They are really that scared. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And we could go into deeper meanings on why they're that scared, but that's really what it is. They're scared. And then when you get people in the sports industry, and we can the major sports is black athletes. They're scared of that.
At least in the popular sports, yeah.
Right, because you gave people that we were scared of a platform to actually say something, to bring awareness that a lot of people may not know about. You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't just go with black athletes. It goes to, like, I seen something, I don't know how true it was or anything like that, where it actually had to do with something, the cops in Vegas. A lot of the black cops, like off duty, they were talking to somebody, and they were talking about how a lot of corruption or a lot of mistreatment happens, like, in our city. You know what I mean? I've been fortunate enough I've had run-ins with the police, but I haven't had them to that magnitude. And they talk about, like, I always would think that it wouldn't necessarily happen in my city, or, you know what I mean? But it's the case that is what's happening. So when you see these black athletes, like, shining light on that, it really makes you sit back and think, like, if this is happening to somebody who got millions, this definitely can happen to me.
This happens to anybody, exactly.
You know what I mean? And they're scared.
You know, and I do want to touch on the NFL. But I kind of want to stick with this subject just for a little bit, only because you look at what D Rose did, like in the same week as LeBron. I think D Wade did something in the same week LeBron as well, didn't he?
As far as a school goes?
It was D Rose, LeBron, and one other person did something really big for the community.
Honestly, man, they do it all the time.
Yeah, they do it all the time, but it was definitely something that should have been. It was definitely something notable. It was something that should have been reported outside of just social media channels and on the urban targeted websites and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But none of that gets shine. The media is so quick to, turn these people into criminals and to just make them look like a danger to society. But then when they do something positive, you either tell them to shut up and dribble, or you just turn a blind eye to it in general.
Yeah, I think, we can systematically say that it's probably a way for them to try to keep us down.
Absolutely.
Because I see it not just well, I never heard about that situation, but recently I had seen a guy black guy killed the man because the man, I guess, followed his daughter into a bathroom stall. Sounds completely justified to me.
Hey, he got to go.
You know what I mean? Black dude. Had a mugshot of him and everything. Not saying that they shouldn't have had a mugshot of him, but in that same week, white dude kills his wife and his 2 daughters. And it shows them happy, fun, and everything. And that just goes to show, like, y'all couldn't find a better picture. You know what I mean? Y'all dig for a picture of gang signs, but when it's something more heinous in the opposite community, we gonna fluff this up as much as possible.
Oh yeah, me and David Neff, shout out to him. We were just having the same conversation yesterday. We brought up the whole Dylan Roof thing, and now I always bring up the whole stopping at Burger King, whatever. So I'm not gonna do that this time around. But remember when the whole Dylan Roof thing happened? The only thing they put out was his mugshot. They didn't put out the pictures of him burning the flag. They didn't put out the pictures of him.
Well, no, I seen one picture with him burning the flag, but it wasn't. Honestly, it looked like if you were trying to recruit a Nazi or what. That would be the picture you use.
Right. No, it eventually came out once social media did the photos. Soon, but it definitely wasn't the picture. Everyone was just using the one mugshot of him. You know what I mean? Then when they finally started digging, like, nah, y'all like to show us? You know what I'm saying? When we're in these times, let's go ahead and show Dylan Roof. But, it's weird because it's almost like the same thing with celebrities. No, I'm sorry. It is the same thing with celebrities. They're so quick to harp on whatever negative thing that they did at some point in their life. There's like, no, let that define who he is. Don't let this charitable contribution define who he is. And really, I guess going into the NFL portion of it, it's interesting. What fucking team was it? Some team just reported that they had quarterback issues. And it's very hard to go over this because I'm not following the NFL. But somebody just got done talking about their quarterback issues. And when they were asked Kaepernick, they're like, nah, they just turned that down super quick.
I don't know about that team, but I do know with this past week, John Elway came out and he was like, context was all wrong, but he was like, yeah, we offered Kaepernick a contract, but he turned that down. And on the surface, if you take that for face value, you're like, well, damn, okay, you turn it down. But in hindsight, or not in hindsight, but in turn, it really was no context to that. Like, they offered him that contract before they knew of the kneeling. And he even said, yeah, we offered him a contract, but once he started kneeling, I was kaput.
And that's still the dumbest shit in the world to me.
Yeah, it's stupid because it's like the NFL is making all these. First of all, I think the NFL is going to be gone in the next couple of years, especially with the rule outside of the kneeling. The rules they're making as far as the sport goes is going to be done. But as far as the kneeling goes, you want to protest a protest, but you're not. You're protesting, and you keep trying to say that it's disrespecting the flag. And even though these people have came out and said no, that's
military veterans have said no.
Like no,
he was told by a vet to take a knee.
Right. We just want to shed light on injustice, but I mean, we like I said, we can dive deeper. That's because they're funded by people who are scared of us. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, to protest a protest is so stupid.
Absolutely,
it's the same thing with All Lives Matter. It's the same exact thing. As far as in protesting, actual protest, it's so stupid.
It's just what's really stupid is the outrage behind behind players taking a knee, but the silence when alt-right does all this other stuff. Man. The silence when the Unite the Right have their not only silence, but the barricade and police protection of that kind of stuff. But then you got these dudes peacefully taking a knee. just being quiet, making it a point that, we're showing you that we're not against the flag. We're against the lack of justice that's being served in our communities. Mm-hmm. And even though they're blatantly saying this stuff, it still gets taken like, oh, it's because you don't respect the flag. Like, it's like you said, like they continue to paint us as if we're just like the bane of America's existence. Like we're just a stain, in American history. And outside of that being not fair, it's also bullshit.
Yeah,
we laid the bricks to build this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they treat. It's funny. They brung us. Well, if we're going by what was been said, they brung us here and we built all this. And now they're telling us, if you don't like it, go back. Motherfucker, you was here, brought here the same way.
You gonna give me a ride back?
Right? You gonna do that? And just to say, okay, I go back, that doesn't mean that it's gonna work in that other country. Right. You know what I mean? Like, but why do I have to leave here?
Right.
What gives you the right to say that I have to leave? What makes? How are you different from me in this situation?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's funny to me.
But yeah, with the NFL, and of course this happened a while ago, but I still got to say it. Salute Aaron Rodgers for him, for him stepping up. Like y'all dumb. They're taking a knee against police brutality, and y'all keep making this about the flag. You know what I mean?
How do you feel about the black people that, because there has been some that I don't want to say comply with this.
Oh, Dak
rule.
Prescott?
Not necessarily Dak Prescott, but people like him. Like, how do you feel about those type of people?
With them complying, I'm kind of in a gray area only because you're complying because of the safety of your check. Mm-hmm. I think that's the only reason they're complying. But when you blatantly speak out against it, like Dak Prescott, and I love that mural that they made of him that looks like him in Get Out. Love it. Yeah. But when you're speaking against it and you're a person of color, it's niggas like that it has to hit home before they be like, you know what? You're right. And salute to Randy Moss for wearing that tie during the Hall of Fame ceremony and sitting right next to Ray Lewis, Uncle Ruckus ass.
Yeah, I thought that was dope.
I thought that was absolutely perfect. But that's the kind of things I'm talking about. How he had the platform available and media shitted on him. That's not the time for that. That's a time to honor the players and da-da-da. Like, yo, shut up.
It's never a time with the other people. With them, it seems like it's never a time to talk about, shit that's just really affecting the community and affecting the person. Like, when is the right time?
And that's the main thing. Like, when they say, racism only exists because we still talk about it. Okay, so how do we fix it then? If it's only existing because we speak about it, how do we eradicate racism the way that you try to eradicate race?
Yeah. How do we get rid of it?
Since you have the answer, Sway, how do we get rid of this? Because at the end of the day, a person's going to feel how they feel, whether it's passed down or whether it's just their true feelings inside their heart. Mm-hmm. Which is why people take the kneeling as just, no matter how many times you tell them it's not, as blatant disrespect to the flag and to the military, yada, yada, yada. They're going to feel how they feel because they're going to always feel like their opinion is right.
Why don't they, if they feel that kneeling is this blatant disrespect for the flag, why don't they take offense to people that parade that Southern flag, Confederate flag?
Oh, absolutely.
Isn't that, and they lost. Why don't they say?
Yeah, but they fought against the flag that you're so happy about.
Say anything to those people?
And I've always wondered that, like when they have those arguments, just ask them straight up. Okay, so how do you feel about the Confederate flag? How do you feel about the unjust killings of black people in this country? How do you feel about all of that? Like I'm pretty sure someone has asked that, but I've never seen a publicized answer. Never in my life.
And you probably won't. And if you do, there'll be somebody trying to, I feel they'll try to fluff that up too.
Oh yeah.
You may not hear me say it, but I say that shit. No, because what I do hear you saying is about this particular issue. Right. And it's only about this particular issue.
But it's like I've been saying, it almost feels like in general with black people in high society, it's like we're getting trolled. Yeah. Like, prime example in a sense of, almost like them knowing what they're doing. We already saw the coolest monkey in the jungle situation. But prime example, Aretha Franklin. And rest in peace, Aretha Franklin.
Yeah,
I'm surprised we didn't say that earlier. Yeah. Oh my God. Rest in peace to a legend. With Aretha Franklin and Fox doing their dedication. Aretha Franklin on one picture, but in the background picture is Patti LaBelle.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. You know who Aretha Franklin is. Right. I don't care how old you are. You have the Googles. Do your Googles, as we say on this show. You can pull up who Aretha Franklin is. You're going to sit here and tell me you really thought Patti LaBelle was a young Aretha Franklin?
Not only that, Fox News can tell you who did what when it comes to a white person. Be very clear and descriptive about that. But you mean tell me you can't tell the difference between two black women?
Two blatantly different black women that they don't even kind of look alike.
And not only that, these aren't the typical black women. These are like legends. These are black women that you know of. You know what I mean? Like you've heard their music. Even if you weren't playing it, somebody was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you mix that up?
And just like the Coolest Monkey in the Jungle thing, imagine all the channels that went through before it finally aired on Fox.
Yeah.
How many people had to see that?
Yeah.
No one was like, hey, dog, that's Patti LaBelle. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one stepped up and noticed that. Like,
all y'all were just like, oh, no, that's her.
And we've had this, we were actually having a conversation in the car earlier today. We didn't come up with Aretha Franklin's music. However, we know her music, right, you know, but we didn't come up in that era that you just automatically throw on some Aretha Franklin. You know what I mean? However, you know a legend when you see one. That's like when Ray Charles died. If you got a picture of Ray Charles and a picture of Stevie Wonder because they just knew black blind celebrity, you know what I'm saying? That wouldn't make any sense because you know who Ray Charles is. Mm-hmm. At this point, it's trolling. It can't be anything other than trolling because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. And it's crazy because I don't think it ever makes sense to us. And I have my own beliefs on that. I think it won't make sense to us because A, we're black and we're the oppressed entity in this. But B, can black people really be racist? I think in order to be racist, you have to have some type of you would have to. We don't marginalize or oppress anybody else. Now we can be prejudiced. Don't get me wrong. I think everybody can be prejudiced, but to actually not like a race because of a race,
and that's the difference because racism is systemic. Yeah. Racism is set up to keep you down. Prejudice is just a strong dislike. Right. Black people can absolutely be prejudiced. Right, we can't even try to tiptoe over the situation. Black people can absolutely be prejudiced. They could say straight up, I don't like white people. Mm-hmm. When white people are prejudiced towards black people, it's never from just hate for you. Right. They want to see you fail. Exactly. They're going to adamantly try to make sure you fail. Mm-hmm. That's when it becomes racist.
Because of your color.
Exactly.
Because of anything else.
Strictly because of your color. Like I've seen people more than qualified for certain gigs. Mm-hmm. And then they'll say, I've seen some of the rejection letters that you wouldn't be too good of a culture fit here. That's and I'm like, so what's the culture fit? And you look around, I was like, oh.
Yeah, culture's white.
Exactly. Like, you mean the color fit is what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, and that's one of the craziest things I've ever heard, saying that you don't, that it would be that you wouldn't fit the culture here at whatever company it's called.
I was watching an episode of Wayne's Brothers, and I've seen this episode many times, but it was an episode where Sean got hired by some big firm or whatever, and all they wanted him to, they only hired him to say that he was a token black guy. Right. You know what I mean? We
just to help the numbers
on the roster, but they made him do like sharpen pencils. Mm-hmm. It was very tedious. They paid him well, but it was very tedious stuff. And that makes me think, like, if we do get in that position, they try to do it just like, it's like affirmative action. Right. You know what I mean? We only doing this because you're a token black guy. You're a black friend. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, the black friend don't got none of the white friends stepping up for him.
Oh, at all.
He just the black friend.
At all. I'm telling you, dude, it's damn near trolling. Like they understand that they can't, be as out in the open as they were back in the 60s and the 50s and stuff like that.
But shit, it seems like it.
Yeah, but back then it wouldn't be much media coverage over it. Nowadays it's just, back in those times that was water cooler conversation. You see that nigga getting lynched on so street.
Or it was so normal it wasn't even conversation. Like we're not gonna have no podcast or no serious conversation about a plane that flew over the sky because it's normal, right? Maybe it was just so normal to them that they didn't even have conversation about it.
When you hear the hatred in those kind of white people's voices, even though it could have been normal, I still feel like it's conversation. Only reason, and I just recently saw a video that came out of some chapter of the Ku Klux Klan. They were talking about arming up and getting ready for the war and everything like that. The fact that you're going to have a whole meeting about this lets me know that it's serious to you.
Right,
so if these cats who have an extreme hatred can still have meetings on these kind of things. Oh, I know the people that have the hidden hatred. They still have those water cooler conversations. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think with this current president in office, we see a lot of it was hidden hatred before, but now it's definitely not hidden hatred.
Oh yeah, because they know they got their boy, but they only got 2 more years with him too. So y'all better love him while he's here.
I think they use that. Oh, we can call police, and because we're of this color,
we'll be good.
Yeah, the police
will be fine.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. And I will say on if we're playing devil's advocate here, even though it's happening to us and I hate it and it shouldn't happen to us, on the flip side, they're geniuses for doing it.
Oh, brilliant.
Like, it's brilliant. Like, if you really want to destroy another race or whatever the case is, this is how you would do it. That part is genius. But in turn, I mean, I think we just got to break it down. You're dealing with humans. You're dealing with people that are just like you. Their skin is just different.
Right.
Like I was saying earlier today, I've been looking at things in a different perspective. Like, that dude got a family. He got a life. He got friends. He got people that care about him just like you. So that makes you better than him.
Right.
For what reason? Because your skin color is lighter? Yeah, that's stupid, bro.
I was actually just having this conversation with my cousin because they just recently moved down here from Cleveland. And my cousin, her daughter just started school out here. And they're in like a super nice part of Vegas because they staying with my grandmother. And I was talking to my cousin. I was like, how you like the new school? She's like, it's cool. I was like, a lot of white people ain't it. That's the first thing I said. She started laughing. She's like, yeah. And, they're like, she's getting along with people and everything like that. I feel bad because I know that time is going to come. And that's a shitty thing to really have to prepare a child for. Like, look, trust me, there are a lot of cool ones out there, but you're going to come across some ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's just having that kind of conversation with her. Like, it was such a culture shock for her, low key. And I actually sat back and thought about it. I'm not used to it. So once I'm actually around it, it was just love. It was all like until we get to a place where we no longer see eye to eye. Right. What reason do I have to beef with you? If we can sit down and have a civil conversation as adults, not about race, just about anything. We can have a civil conversation like adults. Cool. I bang with you. You know what I mean? It's that simple. But it almost seems like we have to prove that we're not a thug and we're not a drug dealer and all this other stuff before we can finally get accepted from the other side. Obviously, it's not all of them. Right. If that's the case, Dave wouldn't be working for Beat. He wouldn't be our token white guy. But it just seems like it gets to a place where you almost have to prove yourself as a black, like what kind of black person you are before you really get that acceptance. Like you look at, what was it, Ben Carson? Trump had all kind of things to say about him until Ben was like, I want to work for you. He was like, okay, cool. You're a great person. You're awesome. And then of course the two, coons, I guess you can call them, Diamond and Silk.
Diamond and Silk.
You ain't never seen them. They were the two super ratchet black chicks that was at the Trump thing.
Oh, yeah,
we voted for Trump, didn't it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
or shit, Omarosa.
Oh, absolutely.
She got all the footage and stuff.
Yo, I'm sorry, keep going. My fault.
I'm saying she got all the recording stuff now, but it's kind of odd that you only released those recordings that you got fired.
And that's like the weird middle area that I'm in. She ain't allowed back. I could definitely say that. People can say that she allowed to be. No, she ain't allowed back. At least not.
Black folks, stop saying people is cool to come to the cookout.
Right.
They're not cool to come to cookout because they did some. One good deed does not erase the other bad
all
shit.
The other shit she did.
Yeah, cool.
But so she ain't allowed back. Absolutely not. However, I am enjoying everything she's putting out about this dude because she was right next to him. She is literally a scorned ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, but now I want to ask you this. With everything that Trump has done and hasn't been put to jail for, do we really think, no matter how many recordings this black woman has, that this black woman be the reason why Trump...
Oh, no. At this point, we can go ahead and chalk up impeachment. That's not happening. Impeachment's not happening. Public opinion on Trump isn't changing. Unfortunately, his approval from that other side, his approval rating is going up. Strictly because of his Twitter. Right. You know what I'm saying? It ain't because of what he's doing. None of that's going to change. The more that we expose that he's a racist or whatever the case is, the more support he's going to get because he's speaking America's language.
Yeah.
I've been saying that since he was campaigning. I've been saying that since he got in office. He is speaking the language of America. And as long as he keeps speaking that language, he's Gucci. He's not going anywhere. Now, will he get reelected? Probably not. That's one thing I'm actually kind of confident in.
Yeah,
we're not going to get 8 years of this.
Yeah.
But while we got them, they are going to run a fucking muck. They about to do their thing.
And what makes it scary is even though we both can agree that we probably won't get 8 years, this man could really do something that 8 years won't matter. He could fuck up some shit.
He's like, bro, I got 2 more years. Of
yeah,
this
I got
he
2
really
more
out here
years
like
of this
Tekashi 6ix9ine. I let my nuts hang. He's really out here like that right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting there
like he
thinking
just
about
hit you.
I'm sitting there thinking about like Trump. He really don't. A, he don't give a damn, but B, he really like Teflon right now. You can't,
absolutely.
You can't touch him.
Absolutely.
You can't do that. I was sure that after the Russian interview, whatever you want to call it,
You would think that was raps. How he just hold America?
Yeah, I thought by the time he came back to the States, he was clink locked up.
Nope.
Not
at all. Now you got other people like, Russia ain't that bad.
Yeah.
Right. He has a weird power right now.
Yeah.
He has a super weird power.
But at the same time, like, he's technically all of them. They're seasonal employees. How much power do you give a seasonal employee?
Enough, apparently.
Well, yeah, got to be enough, but that means it has to be even more power to be at play that you only gave him a majority. You know what I mean? You're not going to give a person your all if you don't have to.
One thing that gets on my nerves about his entire time as president is everybody trying to justify, he's the most disrespected president in history, and
forgot we just had a black one.
They completely forgot about that. You notice every time you fuck up, they bring up something that Obama did. But then also think, if Obama said a quarter, a smidge of the things that Trump said prior or in office, like the fact that I can tweet the president right now with something good enough that he'll tweet me back. If Obama did that.
The fact that the president can block you.
President can block you. Absolutely. I don't have access to my president.
Right.
On the whole POTUS Twitter page. This ain't even your Twitter page.
No, you're a seasonal employee.
Exactly.
And as much as I love Twitter because it's entertainment, I'm kind of like, they fucked up too, because he's violated many of Twitter terms that me or you would get suspended over. Nah, nothing. They don't.
I just want to see when we get the new president in office in 2020. How do we just gradually slip back? Hey, remember all the other stuff? We were just playing. You better not say anything that he said.
That didn't happen.
Don't do none of that.
Didn't
just,
happen. I think the next person that's president, he has to, if I'm the next president, my goal isn't trying to undo everything that he's done. Like eventually that would happen. Unless it's something drastic, like immigration thing, we're
I'm about to say there are some things that the next president could undo. That's
right away. But I mean,
easy.
like that wouldn't be my main priority. My main priority would be trying to fix everything else first.
The next president would have to really recognize, like, yo, this hella hate,
right?
that was just happening for 4 years.
Right.
What's good with that? Like,
exactly.
Certain stuff kind of get addressed. Like, we need to talk.
Exactly. I wholeheartedly agree with that. The next president has to be. As sad as crazy it is, because the state we're in, not a politician, just be real and come out, and they need somebody who they can kind of train as they go far as to know the politics of it, but they need somebody who don't know, who's not in that cutthroat business. Somebody regular. Right.
It's times like this that I always wonder, like, damn, what would happen if Bernie Sanders won? And even if we had to have a Republican in office just because they was that ready to get a black guy out of office, what would happen if Marco Rubio won? Like, what difference would be happening right now?
Probably not that much. We wouldn't see as many closeted racists.
No, we'd still see. Oh, we absolutely still see them.
we still see racist people, but I'm saying they wouldn't be as upfront as they are about it now.
Oh yeah, they're straight up. Good morning, you nigga. That's basically what it is right now.
Hey, nigga, hand me that right there. Hand me that wrench, nigga.
Hey, give me a little dance while you going to get that wrench. Like, yeah, motherfucker, I'll smack the shit out of you right now. Right, it's a different era, family. A completely different era.
I haven't got tested by no regular stranger. part of me wishes, like I wish a regular, but at the same time, it's like, okay, if I do this, what if it goes viral? And we live in that age, like, what if it's go like at any moment, you can be on some Instagram, some Twitter going viral, and to you, it's like, nigga, I did this, no intention of going viral.
The sad thing about that, especially dealing with what we're talking about right now, you can either go viral for putting him in his place,
or him putting you in yours,
or putting you away for in general. You know what I'm saying? Like just being done.
To bring it all in full circle, these are the type of things that we were talking about on our 100.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? We're going to talk about this. We're going to get some stuff in open. We teach you. We're not going to teach you because we still learning ourselves, but we can talk and help each other on necessarily how to be a better man.
Right.
How to maneuver a little bit better.
And definitely don't come in here don't come in with ears thinking that everything that's about to be said is subjective. Trust me, everything that's going to be said from these speakers, from these panelists is all statistic based.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't ever think that somebody's gonna I'm forcing my ideals upon you. That's not how we get down.
And even if somebody did come in there and try to do that, challenge.
Oh, absolutely. If you don't agree, ask them straight up. Like it's gonna be a Q&A.
Exactly. Talk to them. Talk. You know what I mean? I think if we all can communicate, especially within our community, we'll be better off. One thing that I look at is the Asian community. Mm-hmm. They are. On the outside looking in, they seem like they're more close knit.
Absolutely.
They stick with what they're each other, you know what I mean? And maybe they do not like black people. That don't change the fact that they're still minorities just like us. But I'm saying that to say like their community.
They look out for each other. Absolutely.
It's something we don't do. So I think this should be an opportunity where verbally we
same thing with Hispanics.
look out. You know, we can look out for each other. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? And not only that, we can try to put other people on, like the knowledge that we have gained. Be like, no, let's try moving in a different way and let it catch like wildfire.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? And hope for the best. And you know, we can as we talk, that idea of Wakanda, we can make that a reality just by talking and having that mindset, and then all the physical stuff follow.
Absolutely. And if we see this thing be a success, it's gonna be annual like a motherfucker.
I mean, that opens up for more. That opens up for other things to happen.
Right.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Not only within Beat, but somebody else may like our idea and be like, okay, let's do this, and maybe let's do this too, and it can change to something else. So just come in with an open mind.
Nobody better come out with anything called cognac conversations, because we ain't got that kind of stability at the Noize to not run up in your function and ask the question straight up.
If it is called cognac, we better be there talking.
I said I know we better be on that stage.
We better be on that stage.
I'm coming with the first question. Hey, yo, where y'all get this from?
Ray better be cognac conversation featuring the Noize.
Right, like, exactly. Like this is something that we all just collaborated on.
It can't be, we taking this and it's ours. Because like you said, hey, yo, where y'all get this from? Like
I got questions.
You know what I mean? So just come with an open mind, man, and come ready to gain something.
Absolutely.
Even if it's something that you may not use in your everyday life, you gain that little bit of knowledge. I'm learning that knowledge is really everything. Like even if it's something you don't use, like the fact that you
some
know
people
it,
really out here are using it.
Yeah, the fact that you have it in you. You know what I mean? The fact that for that one rainy day, that may be a resource to you. Just come for that at least. I'm excited, man.
I can't wait.
I think that's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited for everything we got in store for you guys.
I can't wait to get the rest of these announcements out and get the flyer up. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
Kev, let the people know where they can find you at.
On my Twitter _Hollywood Kev. On my Instagram Hollywood Kev_. Yeah, I scroll a lot, but I'm there.
At Big Los IG on IG, Big Los 89 on Snapchat. Of course, at the Noize Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And of course, follow everything Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com. Cognac Conversation, October 12th at the Truth Spot. Mm-hmm. Until we get the flyers up, if you need more information on it, if you want to set up your RSVP, just hit me up directly on any of those social media sites I just named, or actually you can mail us from the contact page, which is the About page on the Beat Network website. So beatnetworkonline.com/about. You can see a contact page right at the bottom. Just hit us up directly, and we have no problem, telling you more about the event. And of course, New York people, catch us out at New York Comic Con, October 3rd through the 7th. Randomly through the city. Let us know, man. Walk us through New York. Let us know how y'all city get down. I need a better experience. I've been asking for that. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we appreciate your support. And as always, it's Big Los.
Hollywood Kev.
It's the Noize.